Another day, another video. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Today we are watching Lost. This is the 4th episode of the 1st season. Hopefully you guys have been enjoying it so far. If you'd like to watch today's full episode, it is available for free in a link in the description below. Just click on it, put the password in and enjoy. So it's been a pretty chaotic first 4 episodes. Well, 3, today's 4. If I do say so myself, you know, we did see the crash landing. We have got quite a few characters that we, we're getting introduced to. We've also seen the pilot get ripped out of a plane and obviously murdered. We've seen an interesting story about Kate last episode, that she was a prisoner being transferred by the US Marshal. And it was Sawyer, obviously, who got the weapon from him, the ankle holster and the badge that he said looked cool, who ended up shooting a polar bear that, that ran after him, which I thought was random. And, you know, I was saying, could it possibly be dinosaurs? Well, I don't look that silly now, because it was Hurley as well who also asked, Jack, could it possibly have been a dinosaur? Even though obviously they've been extinct for millions of years, you know, it doesn't seem that everything is too far-fetched here in this situation so far. It seems like it's not just the polar bears that they should be scared of, you know. Something else is going on in the trees that we don't know. And, you know, I feel like some people... Well, I thought the dog looked like he was possessed. And a guy, I think we learned his name last episode, was Locke. I wouldn't say possessed, but what I've noticed from him is he's staring everybody out and he's watching, he's hardly talking, but he talked to, he talked to the kid who lost the dog, and he was saying, like, do you want to know a secret? But he never revealed it to us, but revealed it to him, and he didn't actually tell his dad when he asked it. So, do you know what I mean? I got my eyes on a few people, because obviously not everybody is good. You know what I mean? You're always going to get, you know, a rough with the smooth, if that makes sense. And the interesting thing is, like I said, Kate, she seems really nice and really friendly, but she was the prisoner being transferred, and we got a backstory of her, how she was obviously like backtracking for Australia. She ended up sleeping in somebody's farm before this old guy found her, give her a job, you know, she was working and all that before he found out obviously she was a criminal. He tried to hand her over. There was like a $23,000 reward for obviously her head, and you know, in the commotion of trying to do that, you know, they ended up crashing. She pulled him out of the car just before it blew up, which obviously shows that she isn't really that much of a bad person before the marshal took her. And he was the one obviously who was sat next to her on the plane, who got the shrapnel inside of him, who's actually dying there on the beach. Now people are getting, you know, a bit restless. They can hear him crying and moaning and dying and deteriorating, and he just wanted to stop. And Sawyer tried to put an end to it. He went in, shot him, missed the, you know, like actually missed his heart, and Jack had to go in and do the deed himself. I think he strangled him. We didn't actually see it, but you know, Jack and Kate had a confrontation. She was going to actually reveal like why he was obviously like marshalling the back, but he said like he doesn't like need to know. You know, 3 days ago they was all strangers, now they're different people. They lost on an island. Everybody's got a second chance at life. So very interesting outlook on it. I want to know. You give me this whole backstory, you don't pull me in like that and don't tell me the answers, so please do tell us later on. Thanks for checking out today's episode. Hopefully you guys enjoy it. If you do, please smash a like, really helps out. Subscribe if you're new, and as always, let's jump into today's episode.
Somebody's in there.
Everyone in there's dead.
It's gonna be an animal. Oh, it sounds vicious.
Run!
Oh, it's a hug. Yeah, we heard them in the bushes last episode.
Boars.
See what I mean? This guy, man, like, why is he buzzing about that? Do you know what I mean? I'm focused in on at the start.
We have to get rid of the bodies.
Digging will be difficult without shovels.
Not very. We need to burn them. Look, I know this seems harsh, but that fuselage in the sun, it's not about what they deserve.
But for us to decide how these people are laid to rest, it's not right.
Tomorrow morning, we need everyone to start gathering up wood, dried brush, and turn that fuselage into a furnace. Wait until the sun goes down tomorrow night before we set the fire.
So eager to burn the bodies, why are we waiting until sundown?
So that they can see it in the sky.
What are you making?
I'm not sure if it'll even work.
You're trying to pick up the transmission, aren't you?
Truly been playing on the loop for 16 years. Then there must be a power source on the island.
Said
A significant
that.
one. Find out where it's coming from.
So what can I do to help?
Get the ball, Reggie. Boy.
Hey, why don't you help your dad with the wood? I'm sure Mr. Locke doesn't want a kid hanging around him all day anyway.
Hand him over! How about no? There's other people here, don't you give a crap.
What's going on?
Jethro here's hoarding the last of the peanuts. My own stash. I found it in there.
We can find food. There are plenty of things on this island we can use for sustenance.
And exactly how are we gonna find the sustenance?
Mr. Locke. His name is Locke.
Boar's usual mode of attack is to circle around and charge from behind, so I figure it'll take at least 3 of us.
Oh, he's got loads of knives. I want to know who he is then on the outside. Why would you be carrying them?
Who is this guy?
Innit?
Colonel Locke, is this line secure? Maneuvers are a go for 1,300 hours. Repeat, we are a go.
No personal calls during office hours, Colonel?
Is it just a game thing that he's in? Or like, is he actually a colonel or something?
What's your feel on our new friend?
Seems to know what he's doing.
Can you tell me why you're really going?
Sai gave me this so he can triangulate the distress signal we heard.
I am going off. You could keep an eye on my boy.
아드님은 제가 잘 돌보고 있을게요.
I don't need a babysitter.
Come on, man. Vincent needs you here. And hey, cheer up. This will give me a chance to get to know your friend, Mr. Locke, a little better.
There are wedding plans. They're on the plane, sitting a couple of rows behind me. Some of us were wondering if maybe we should do some kind of memorial service. Just read off names from passports and drive.
Look, it's not my thing.
Maybe I'll do it.
Yeah, sounds fine. Whatever everybody wants.
I don't think it's a bad idea, to be honest. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, you don't have to be for everything that goes on. Like, he doesn't have to take part, but it doesn't mean that it doesn't have to go ahead, if that makes sense. So if this Claire wants to do a memorial for these people, do you know what I mean? Because they are going to be burning them. If they got a list of names and they're like Phil, Steve, you know, Angela, Janet, Bill, you know what I'm saying? Like, just go through the list and saying, you know, they obviously didn't deserve to die this way. We're sorry, do you know what I mean? Hopefully you forgive us for burning your bodies. Hope you rest in peace, you know what I mean? All this good stuff, and just honour them. Then it's a fine way. Do you know what I mean? It is. Also, it passes the time and it pays your respect. So, I mean, I think it's a decent idea. And first of all, by doing that and going through it and trying to find a bit of names and a bit of connection to people, you might find other things that could be useful. Do you know what I mean? Like those knives. Well, he said they was his, but you could find other stuff.
That woman's still sitting there.
It's a 4-letter word for I don't care.
You shouldn't have to worry about starving when me taking care of her.
I'm not gonna starve. You really don't think I can catch a fish?
She's that moody though.
You find something?
Afterwards, they generally wallow in the dirt, rub up against the trees. We're close.
Hi.
Hi.
I was just gonna go for a walk. You wanna come?
Yeah.
So I mean, I said that last episode. Anytime someone asks him, a female, he's buzzing. It's like, yeah.
Something. You know anything about fishing?
I'm a fishing fiend.
Oh, he's definitely chatting in there.
I don't think she's had anything to eat or drink. Think maybe you can go talk to her?
Remember me? The guy that told you not to worry about the turbulence.
It's your son. How's he handling all this?
You're a hell of a lot better than I am.
You must be proud. He's a brave kid.
I can't take credit for that. It wasn't part of his life until his mother passed away 2 weeks ago.
It's just because you can't see them in the grass, and you got to act quick, can't you? It's gonna charge at that other dude, and then he's gonna dive in, Locke. What's this shoe reference? Why is it like the second time we've had that angle?
Your troops are across enemy lines.
I knew it was a game.
Patience. Experience the dream journeys of the fabled Australian outback.
You have no right taking that off my desk. I have vacation days. I'm going, Randy. I already made a reservation.
You tell Helen yet? You've actually got a woman in your life.
That's none of your business.
Hunter, from Walkabouts, wake up. You can't do any of that.
Don't tell me what I can't do.
Before we dive back into that, right, if anybody is that guy, not him, but the other guy in real life, sort your life out. Literally reevaluate all of it. Because, like, first of all, I never understand why somebody cares how somebody else lives their life at all. Whether it's what sex they are, what religion they are, what they want to do, what they enjoy, what games they want to play, do you know what I mean? What keeps them entertained, what music, what cinema, what shows they watch. Who cares? You do you, I do me. Do you know what I mean? Like, I definitely won't be coming in laughing at somebody playing a game on a lunch break, or coming in saying that they couldn't do this and couldn't do that, because just let them chill and have a good time. You do you, let them do them. Like, at least it stresses me out how people get so involved in everybody's shit. That's the third time we've looked at that foot.
I'm fine. Where'd that boar go?
You get him back to
camp. Yeah, you take him back to camp. I'm gonna get that boar.
And you can't.
Don't tell me what I can't do.
You said you knew how to fish. Yeah, up the Santa Monica Pier with my old man and a fishing pole and bait. Damn it! Crap! Son of a... You want me to have a go? No!
That would be hard though, wouldn't it? Pinpoint hitting it.
And this, got your name on it.
He's lucky, man. Got something to keep him grounded.
His hands swell up whenever we fly.
The altitude.
He started having me hold on to his wedding ring whenever we took a plane trip.
Rose, you shouldn't be out here alone. You're suffering from post-traumatic shock.
Patient, caring. Suppose that's why you became a doctor.
I was just kind of born into it.
I'd like to see his backstory. Do you know what I mean? It'd be interesting to see an episode of him.
Finally, tell Randy off. Life-changing. I haven't even told you the best part. Do you remember authentic Aboriginal Walkabout?
Sure, that's all you've talked about for a week.
I bought 2 tickets.
John, we've talked about this. I'm not allowed to meet customers.
Is that what I am to you? You know me better than anyone.
John, if we talk any longer, I'm gonna have to charge you for another hour. That's another $89.95.
Helen!
89 quid to ring for an hour. Well, that was really interesting. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know what to make of this Locke character, to be honest, because, like, you know, I seen him in the first few episodes, didn't really say anything, you know, like, he's kind of observing and staring out. I'm saying I'm gonna kind of watch him and see. I'm not too sure, like, you know, basically his personality. Do you know what I mean? Like I said, he's been speaking to Walt, telling him secrets. He's also, like, observing everybody. And then obviously you got this episode here where that guy's kind of like taking the mickey out of him and laughing at him and stuff, which obviously I disagree with, and I was on Locke's side, standing up for him, go for it. Do you know what I mean? Like, you do you, but then still not on his side. Like, it's not made me dislike him or anything, but then obviously you get him sat on the bed there and he's talking. Helen, you know, feel like he had a, you know, a missus, and then it turns out it's somebody on a call service, or I don't know, like a hotline or something, and the guy's buying tickets for somebody. Has he met them before? I don't know. Or has he become, like, fell in love with somebody over social media that he's never even seen? Do you know what I mean? Like, that's really interesting for a sort of character person. Like, now I actually don't know how predictable he's possibly going to be going forward.
I'm gonna climb this tree and attach an antenna.
Hey, she's scaling up there. No messing about. Look at her, right to the top already. Look at it, demolishing trees. Oh, what was it, mate? You see it? It's just smashing stuff. I can't even see it. It's invisible. Yo, he's seen whatever it is. Trying to look in his eyes. Oh, what's he seen? You're going to tease us out there. We're definitely not going to find out.
Thank you. Oh, I get it. It's like toothpaste.
Chia.
Chia?
Hey!
Your legs all messed up. Does it hurt?
It's okay.
So, where's Mr. Locke?
He's going to make it back, innit, with a full fresh bow.
Went very well. The bald guy never came back. Oh, you don't mind al fresco?
Can't stand to see me bending for myself.
I'm so sorry about this.
Apologizing to
For
him
you, for using this poor guy like you use everyone else. You think this proves that you can take care of yourself?
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of Shannon right now, to be fair, but I'm all for character progression.
We're gonna burn the fuselage. Gonna be a memorial service back at the camp for those who didn't make it. Maybe if you wanted to say something about your husband.
My husband is not dead.
He was in the tail section of the plane, right? But everyone who was in the rear of the plane is gone.
Probably thinking the same thing about us.
That is true, though. You can't make an assumption. I mean, you can make an assumption, but it don't mean that you're correct.
Doctor?
Wow, he's seeing things. That was, again, very interesting. I wonder who that was.
We'll try it again.
You could bend the truth. You don't have to tell them exactly why you're doing it, but you could tell them that you're trying to find a signal.
That's when you say I told you so?
Not big on rubbing it in.
Locke's gone. That thing, it was moving in his direction.
I think he's going to come back with some food, me, and just defy it, and defy the logic.
I just don't think they're ready to hear about some of the things that we've...
Do you reckon it's going to be one of them situations, you know, where, like, I've seen the light? Do you know what I mean? One of those things where, like, he's not been killed. He's now, like, his mindset's kind of changed, if you know what I mean. Like, the only way I can reference it is we just literally just come off the back of watching the 100, and like in the final season, do you know what I mean, so far Bellamy was on Clark's side, do you know what I mean, Clark and Raven and Echo and all that. He was there for survival, all of them, his people, from obviously being up in space, down on the Earth. They was together, a unit. He was even with Echo. And then, obviously, he got caught up in all this stuff that was going on in Bardo. He got sent off into, you know, into another planet. And then he started becoming part of the Shepherd's cause instead. He seen the light, you know. He started to change his mindset, and he started to want to transcend, and he had a different vision after seeing it. And like, maybe this is the same. Like, that's the only way I can explain it. Like, he was there just chilling as Locke or whatever's, and then he's gone out and this creature or whatever's like gone inside of him or something, and now he's opened his eyes. You see something different. Do you know what I mean? Who knows? But that's kind of like, if you followed the 100 channel, you hopefully know what I'm talking about.
Steve and Kristen, I don't know their last name. They were really in love and were going to be married. Wherever they are now, they're not alone.
Seat 23C. Goodbye, Hal.
Nice work. The boar. Nice work, you know. So that thing, the monster, whatever. Did you see anything? Get any kind of look at it?
No.
Hey, we know that's a lie. We actually do know that's a lie.
The walkabouts we arrange here are not just some stroll through the park. It's a trying ordeal for someone in peak physical condition. You neglected to tell us about your condition.
My condition is not an issue.
Don't keep the bus waiting any longer. It isn't fair to the other people.
Don't talk to me about fair. Just put me on the bus right now. I can do this.
No.
Hey, don't you walk away from me.
Oh.
You don't know who you're dealing with.
What's going on?
Don't ever tell me what I can't do, ever.
I know it. That's why we've been focusing on the feet, but how? This is probably one of the best things that's happened to him. That's crazy, that. Right, so do you know what? In that aspect of it, like, fair play to him. Do you know what? I'm actually really happy for him. And, you know, we do know that he's just lied about seeing that thing. It 100% was right in front of his face. And obviously, I just posed that question there. That, do you reckon that it's a similar thing to, obviously, the 100, where Bellamy seen, obviously, what the shepherd was preaching, and he wanted to transcend in the end. And his, obviously, whole opinion and outlook shifted. Maybe that's happened to him with whatever this is. Because we haven't seen it. To me, it looks like something like that's smashing through all of the trees, but every time we look at it, I can't see it. So like, I literally don't know what it is. It's invisible. You know what I'm saying? But it seems like it's come right up to him just then, and it seemed like he was staring at it. I was trying to look at the reflection in his eyes, but obviously I couldn't do it. But the interesting thing about his backstory there was that, you know, seeing him at work, sat behind his desk. See, that's an interesting thing. We've seen him sat behind his desk, we've seen him sat on his bed, and we've seen him sat playing a game in the lunchroom. Not at one point did we see him stood up. Obviously, we just assumed that he could do that because obviously the episodes we've seen him walk around, do things and hunt. And you know what? I did say it 3 times. Well, it ended up being 4 just right at the very end, but 3 other times he stared at his feet. And I was like, what is this camera angle? Why are we literally focusing in on that? And then obviously we've got the explanation here. So, you know, I've got to say well done in terms of that, because it made it not like a focal point of the episode, but it was kind of like a little hint at the start or something. Do you know what I mean? And it wasn't long for us to wait for that conclusion. It's not like Kate's, where we started a story and then we didn't know why she's wanted. You know what I mean? Why was she being transported back? That's still unknown. It's not like, do you know what I mean? Like, what's this thing going around in the forest? Again, that is still unknown. But with him, we got the answer. So that's good. Because now we've got another unknown, and it's who's Jack seeing? Why is he running around? Why is he having visions? It's not like it's straight after the crash where he's got a concussion and he might be seeing things and saying different things. The guy's been here for 4 days now. Now, unless he's dehydrated and obviously his hunger is playing a factor in it, he's causing him to like have illusions. I'm not too sure, but I'm obviously going to say that's his dad, but I have no obviously justification for that. I'm just going to say that. And it's got to be someone close to him, because he was quick to react. The first time he was looking, the second time he ran over. You know what I mean? Like, everything went out the window. So again, I want to know Jack's story now. And I thought it was going to show maybe 1 or 2 of each character going throughout the series, you know, a progressive through it. But now it looks like we're going to possibly get quite a lot of the potential long-lasting characters, you know, like stories integrated to us within the next couple of episodes, which I'm all for, and currently I've been enjoying. That is going to wrap up today's episode. Thanks so much for checking out our channel today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Very interesting stuff that's going on. You know, we are burning all of the bodies. It has to be done. I think I said that last episode as well. You know, it's good when you say a few things and then it actually happens. So, like, so far I've said, look, mate, you need to burn the bodies. They're doing it. You know, they're also using it in a way to possibly show a signal that there's life on the island, which I think is quite clever, actually, doing it at the night time. You know, if a boat's driving past or if something's flying over, they might see it. Now, obviously, the bodies, you do have to burn it. If you buried it, like you say, the boars would come, they'd eat them. But also, they start stinking and flies will start coming. So that's the best way, in my personal opinion. And, you know, I like how, is it Claire? She offered to do, like a speech for every person. And I think that probably is the best way as well. You don't want to just burn them and have no sort of, like, respect for them. Do you know what I mean? At least you're trying to give everybody a bit of time. I also think that it's good that I said... they're going to need to start dishing out roles. You know, who's going to be going hunting today, prime example, gone hunting. Who's going to start, you know, getting resources, wood, water, you know. Last episode when it was raining, or the one before, Side was like, we need to make little buckets so that we can acquire everything that comes down, because you can't drink it from the sea because it's obviously salty. And again, that is some good stuff. I do like it. Now, again, this episode, he said that he was going to try and fit the transmitter or whatever it was so that he could actually... you know, try and locate where the power source is coming from the first original Mayday, which again makes total common sense, and it literally makes sense. Like, I like it. Yeah, I'm not saying that all my ideas are great, but I just think that sometimes you just got to think of the common sensey stuff. You do, you know, clearly there's a power source somewhere. If it's been running for 16 years, where is it? Let's find it. You know, we can't have water from the sea, so how do we best utilize it? Okay, yes, we'll make trenches, we'll make buckets. Got no food. What we're going to do? You know, is there any fruit in the trees? Are we going to go fishing? Are we going to go and kill the wild animals that are in there? We seen a polar bear straight away when he killed it. I was like, somehow I bring camp here, I bring everybody back. That's food for everybody for the next couple of days. You know what I mean? Like, got to think like a survivalist when you're in these extreme conditions. I actually really like how Rose was saying that she don't know if her husband's dead. Well, she said that he's not dead. And Jack was like, look, mate, the tail end of the plane, you know, it broke off. There's no survivors. And she's like, mate, that's what they could be saying about us. And that's so true. It really, really is. Again, not to keep comparing it to other shows, but in the 100, you know, they come down. We've seen a couple of the ships, you know, come from the Ark, and only like the one that Jaha and, you know, Abby and kind of survived. And we didn't see for ages other people until Pike and his group was introduced, and it was only a small little thing. And it was many ships that come down, but we only focus on like the one group. And like here, it'd be so good if like we have season 1 and 2, say for example, of this, and then as you venture into the jungle, because you can't stay on the beach for ages, you know, you've got to actually move in progressively into the island and see what you can find and see what's there. You know what I mean? Right now they just literally teetering on the edge and there's nothing. As you go in, you might encounter other parts of the ship that I've got, not the ship, other parts of the plane that have come down, and other survivalists, and you can reunite, and then it's an easy way of adding more members back to the cast. You know what I mean? You got 48 right now, you could die off to 20, you can regroup with another people, you could bring it back to the 48. It'd be so interesting. So I like how she said that. It's just a little drop in there, which again, to me makes sense. Not everybody is guaranteed to be dead. You're just assuming that. Doesn't mean that your assumption is correct. So I can't wait to find out as well. Really, really exciting. Thanks for checking out today's episode. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please smash a like, really helps out. Subscribe if you're new, and as always, I'll catch you in the next one. Cheers, guys.